Thanks, Sean. Thursday, November 2nd at 7 p.m., nuclear weapons policy expert Stephen Schwartz will be holding a virtual tour of past and present nuclear weapons facilities. The event will take place at the Cowell College Conference Room. Using Google Earth, Schwartz will travel around the globe examining these installations via satellite photos. For more information on the event, you can call 831-459-4655.
Ever wonder if a computer could compose music? Will instruments be replaced by transistors in the near future? Will the mind be replaced with ones and zeros of the adding machine? Teresa Reif asked these and more questions. Teresa?
David Cope, now in his 30th year at UCSC, began his experiments in musical intelligence back in 1980. He's also the current advisor of the graduate program in algorithmic music.
Well, I came here because I had read some of Dave Cope's books. I studied math and computer science. I became really interested in this because I liked the idea of really being aware of what you're writing, and enough to the point that you could actually encode your process into a computer program.
What if you could look up every piece ever written by Bach and scrutinize the details of what Bach does after this particular chord, and then write a piece that was a perfect expression of Bach's probabilities? Then you'd have a good idea of what Emmy was doing.
Instead of using rules, could I write a program that was based on a database full of music by a given composer? And the program would be rather small and mostly analytical. It would analyze the music for the rules involved and then attempt to create music in that style. Music that was different than the pieces that were in the database, but inherited their style in some realistic way. And so my principle was, okay, I'll still work with Bach chorales, but now my program, if and when I deem it to be necessary, if and when it starts creating good Bach chorales, I can switch the database and put some Cope in, because all it depended on was what the music was in the database.
When Emmy was first brought into public view, it received a lot of attention from well-wishers and critics.
A lot of people have what I call computer phobia. They really feel that computers are somehow taking over or taking jobs away from people. They're taking careers away from people and so forth. And I just don't. I see that. What I see is that they're changing jobs for people, and people have to grow to develop new jobs, new skills, and so forth.
Despite the controversy, Emmy has had quite the lifetime.
Yes, there has been some controversy over the years. In fact, quite a bit of controversy at times. I can think of one particular example when a reviewer reviewed a concert here in town, as a matter of fact, at Holy Cross Church, 2 weeks before the concert took place, which, as you can imagine, kind of hard to do. How do you review a concert before you've heard it? But this reviewer had some axes to grind about what I was doing, and felt it was, he simply couldn't wait. I'm usually very, kind to people who find fault with my work, so I called him on the phone and asked him, I'd give him free tickets to come to the concert. He'd actually like to hear the music before he wrote his next review, and he declined. And so about 3 years ago, I didn't destroy the program. I wasn't about to destroy all that programming, but I destroyed the databases, which, though I alluded to them before as being relatively simple, take a very long time to create. They have to be letter perfect. They have to be very large. They have to be music of the same type and so forth. And so I destroyed all the databases for all of my historical compositions, so that Emmy right now could only compose my music.
Well, I hope we've all learned a little bit more about just what computers are capable of. I know I have. Back to you in the studio.
With their impressive record and even more impressive play, the Division III UCSC men's soccer team won yet another game over the weekend. With more, here's BSN first-time reporter Julia Schwab.
Hi, this is Julia Schwab reporting with Banana Slug News. I'm here at the UCSC lower field where the men's soccer team is battling against Gustavus Augustus from Minnesota.
Real love. What do you want to do with anybody else?
In a game where playoffs are just around the corner, the D3 Fighting Banana Slugs put forth their amazing skill and teamwork against the second-ranked team in the region on Sunday, October 20th. After a scoreless first half, outside midfielder Matt Skenazy, a junior at UCSC, breaks the ankles of his defender by taking him inside and across the box before a beautiful finish with the right foot as it slips past Gustavus keeper Tyler Gary. What did you think about when you scored that goal today?
Just not much. Just trying to do all I could for our team and get us on the board.
With a 1-0 score in the second half, the two teams continued to battle. It wasn't until the 72nd minute of the game, however, that a penalty kick was called against Gustavus, when midfielder Anthony Scarlett, a senior at UCSC, went one-on-one with keeper Tyler Gary, who was forced to take down Scarlett in the penalty box. Captain and senior Davy Cochran was the one who was able to put it away the Banana Slugs, in a 2-0 victory over the Golden Gusties, giving them a record of 16-1-0, and a ranking of number 3 in the entire